Hey everyone, I have been receiving a bunch of lists recently, and I am going to do even more because this is the time for the WTC lists to come out in a few weeks, and I'm going to go through a lot of that with you guys. So there's a lot going on. So sorry if I don't get to your list very quickly. It's going to take time for me to get through all this material, and I'm going to send it out as I can. But this list review is of Chris Leonardi's um, Japanese. Here we go, just a sec. There we go. 1,000 points, 18 order dice. That is a good high number. There's going to be at least 3 suicides in this list, I predict. We have the regular lieutenant. You might want to consider at some point maybe giving him an extra man, just because you can, and it's a free SMG or what have you, right? And because he's regular, that it's a little boost. Um, it'll push him into being something more than just an auto morale bubble lieutenant. Bamboo spears, 2 of those. Now, bamboo spears are really, really good. They are the ultimate horde unit. They are green. They have the bamboos, which means that they can't shoot, but they can fight in close combat, and they are fanatics. And at 15 men, full strength, that means that they are going to hurt anything that they hit. Yes, the bamboos will die. They'll die every single game you play, but they're so cheap and they can hurt. Even Gurkhas would not want to get in a fight with these. We have an inexperienced heavy mortar. I'm seeing a pattern here. Loads of inexperienced stuff. The spigot mortar as well, inexperienced. Spigot mortars are really, really good. Horse-drawn limber. That's cheap order dice to pick up. And platoon number 2. Again, second lieutenant, bamboo spears. Grenadier unit, veteran grenadiers. 10, 12 men. Wow, that's a big unit. That's a lot of points going into that. You can get away with smaller units, and I know the IGA Grenadiers can take 3 mortars, which I might even consider. A guy in my club is playing around with 3 mortars quite often, and sometimes using them regular, just because it saves points, so it doesn't become so much of a point sink, and at the same time you're still getting that 3 mortars out of 1 unit effect, which is deadly towards enemy infantry, because you're tripling your chances of hitting with those mortars. And the enemy is not going to stand still. They're definitely going to try to move. But if they don't get to move, you have 3 mortars ranging in, zeroing in. And that is just going to be very, very deadly for them if they start hitting these mortars. Kempertai, yes, of course, to go with all those bamboos. Another heavy mortar, a sniper team, suicide anti-tankers, another spigot mortar, and a horse-drawn limber. and just to put the final dot on it, a captured M3 Stuart light tank, the Dhaka Stuart. Wow, there's a lot of goodness here. This is, yeah. You need to make sure, though, that you're allowed to bring this, because many events will not allow the Stuart because it's in a theater book. So you need to make sure that that is allowed, but I would definitely recommend getting one for your Japanese collection, just because when it's allowed, it's amazing. And it sort of synergizes really well with the rest of it. This is a version of a list that I first saw played by Manuel at the WTC in Poland. He was playing Bamboo Horde with a lot of indirect fire from behind it, and that is what this is doing as well. The spigot mortars and the heavy mortars are going to be crucial. The enemy is not going to want to stay still, because then they're going to be ranged in and shot up with HE indirect fire, but they're not going to want to get close to you because you got all those bonsaiing bamboo spear fighters. It's going to be really difficult choices for the enemy, isn't it? Really difficult choices. Brilliant list. Thank you so much for sending it, Chris, and good luck with it. Cheers.